morning, Alexis.
Hi, Whitemore.
Good, thanks. And you?
I'm very well, thanks.
I'm just about 15 minutes away from the studio now.
Okay, I haven't got long to go either. While I'm driving here, I'm just thinking, isn't driving a car a little bit like chairing an organization?
Yeah, you can say that again, because for one to be able to drive a car, obviously one needs to have a license, and there are lots of variables on the road. Like as I can see some potholes here. Whilst I'm driving to the studio, you talk of traffic, you talk of robots as well. So you can say that again. Yeah, there are lots of variables actually.
So in some ways, driving a car needs a license, which a chairperson doesn't. But we do need to know where we're going. Backseat drivers who tell you what you've got to do, the others who leave you entirely on your own.
That's very hilarious of you, Alexis. But at the end of everything, is all about direction, you know. Just like now, I'm using how I'm able to get to the studios was I'm using the GPS, and I'm following the directions on my GPS. And I'm perfectly being led to the studio. So I think direction of the organization is a key thing. What defining your direction as an organization.
Talking about direction, Whitemore, I was actually thinking quite a lot on the reason you became chair and what you explained to me about that. So I was wondering if our listeners might want to hear those stories first. How you became chair, how I became chair, and then how we got this conversation started.
But for that, we need 2 chairs and not a car.
I'll see you just now, Whitemore. I'm nearly there. See you soon.
Thanks, Alexis. Bye for now. Good day, man.
Indeed, we are.
How's been your weekend?
Not too bad, not too bad. Carrying on.
Awesome.
Yes, enjoying the summer that's upon us.
Cool.
Which is good, yeah. I suppose just now we'll be complaining about winter again.
You can say that again. We're always complaining.
Always.
So what are we discussing about today?
Well, last time we talked about why we each joined our professional organizations, and then we thought we might actually want to share with our listeners what are our organizations offering us.
Mm-hmm.
So can I go first today?
Yeah, sure, please go ahead.
Cool.
Let's do this.
Okay, so I belong to 2 professional organizations, like I've said before. In the past, though, I've belonged to others. And I really do think that most professional organizations aim to offer a lot of similar types of things. So I'm going to speak specifically to the professional editors organization, but I know that other organizations offer the same. So we as an organization have a number of programs that we give our members. Those include a training program. We have regular webinars, which is fantastic because it means everybody, we've got members overseas in other provinces as well as locally, and they can all have the same access to the training that we provide. We've started an accreditation scheme, which means that if you pass our accreditation test, you've actually got an extra status in your work as an editor.
Awesome.
Which is a great value add. We have a mentoring scheme. So for those members who feel very often, and I've been on the mentoring scheme, it's when you feel a little bit lacking in confidence, and then you can have a one-on-one interaction with a mentor who can help you just gain the confidence, improve your skills to become better than that. PEG also has in-person meetings. We have coffee conversations, which are online meetings that take a much more conversational, informal tone. We have a newsletter that goes out once every 3 months, and that's informative and educational. We have the e-groups that people ask questions on, and people offer many questions. So for me, PEG offers quite a lot of different services, but like I say, I have seen similar versions of this in other organizations as well. So in terms of value for your money, no doubt. There's just no doubt. I don't know, do you find the same? You said that you belong to 4 or 5 organizations.
Yeah, I do.
What do you get? We won't ask how much do you pay, we'll just say what do you get?
With me, why I belong to so many professional organizations, I think about 3 years, 4 years back, I made a solid decision that I just don't want to be a graphic designer, videographer, an editor, videographer, photographer. I also want to play an active role in the lobbying of good legislative reforms for the audio, video, creative industry.
Okay.
So I made a sort of decision to join organizations, professional organizations that do add value to my career, and also organizations that I can belong to and help bring about good reform in the creative industry. Like the creative industry is large, it's not just a whole lot of other freelancers coming together. So the looking back, because you join a professional organization looking specifically at your line of work. I'm a colorist / multimedia creative. A colorist basically means color grading of film, TV productions. A multimedia basically means web design, graphic design, as well as motion graphics. All these aspects and mainly apply all these skills, particularly in the film TV industry. So I joined SEDGE, it is the South African Guild of Editors, whereby this is a professional organization of video editors. Video editors, they're in different categories. We have offline editors, we have online editors, we have colorists as well, we have sound editors, sound designers. So that organization specifically is for those that are working in the film and television industry and working as video editors, offline, online editors, and colorists. Why I joined that organization is specifically so many times there wasn't a representation of people behind the scenes, particularly in the post-production industry. So SAGE, South African Guild of Editors, represents professionals in the post-production industry. The post-production industry, specifically our video editing. You understand it because we are a text editor, an editor in the text environment. I'm an editor in the video aspect of it. You cut on the words, I cut the video. So it's kind of similar. So it was good for me to join a professional organization of like-minded video editors, and that certainly did add value to me because we have webinars, training sessions, and these training sessions are being conducted by senior video editors, senior colorists, and it's good to learn from people that have cut on shows that have been broadcast on Netflix, on Amazon, on Showmax, on MultiChoice, on SABC. So there's value, there's that synergy that comes about when you're...
And also exposure to people who are very experienced in the field.
Exactly.
And they can give you much more than just you learning on the job.
True.
But we need to recognize that we learn from people.
100%.
Who know more, have better skills.
True.
What do the other organizations offer you then?
The other organizations like Safria, apart from me just being a chairperson, also I'm also a member.
That's why you're here.
I'm a member first before becoming a chairperson. So why I joined Safria is that I work as a freelancer in the audio video industry with various media houses. And why I joined Safria was the other reason was for me to learn more about taxes. How do you work out this whole tax stuff as a freelancer? The time I was working as an employee, it was the company that you work for would do all this whole tax stuff for you. So I remember some time back there was a webinar that was conducted in Safria that was talking more along the lines of taxes, and so such webinars they have helped me a lot on how to deal with the financial aspect of working as a freelancer. So those webinars they added value to me, and also the other value was I am a freelance videographer, And I also work as a journalist at times, video journalist, of course. So the press cut, this press cut, for viewers to have a look as well. This press card is one of the benefits that I actually have by belonging to Safria, because it gives me access to government functions whereby I'm supposed to be working there as a video journalist or as a photojournalist. So that access, this acts as accreditation, for me to get access to such functions, particularly government related events where we need to be offering multimedia services. So yeah,
so you found ways to see what does this organization offer me? I'm going to get it.
Exactly.
I'm going to use it.
Exactly.
Are there things you don't use that your organizations offer that you think, I don't need that?
With me, I think I grab everything, because remember what I said earlier on, I'm more also on the pushing for good reform, legislature in the creative industry. So I tend to grab actually 100%, and I've actually been lobbying for some more stuff to be brought into this organization that I belong to. So, for instance, I don't just belong to local organizations right here in South Africa or in Africa. I also belong to international organizations. The Independent Cannabis Guild, the CSI Cannabis Society International. By belonging to an international professional organization, it has actually opened up my mind on how the creative industry is working on the international aspect of it, and not just have a local aspect of doing things, but being exposed to guys that are working in the United States of America, guys that are working in the Netherlands, in Belgium. So that international collaboration is what value to my career as well.
I must say that's something that I didn't mention, because in the professional organizations that I belong to, we also have contacts and have forged relationships with other organizations. They're either, we call them our affiliate organizations, so they're either also in the broad field of language practice, or they're also editing organizations but overseas. So there's organizations in Australia, in Europe, in the UK. America, we do have contact with those organizations, but they use a different English. So we have to be careful of that, because we don't want to confuse our rules around that. But when you say collaboration, it is so important. So even it also means you can cross-pollinate, I suppose would be the word. So we have members who are editors, but they're also bibliographers, or they also do translations, and they work as freelancers. So there's multiple organizations from which they could benefit. And even if they weren't necessarily members, it's that collaboration that happens between professional organizations that gives the members more, because now they know of what else is happening in that wider field. I think it's very important.
It is. It is. The cross-pollination that you mentioned, it's key. It's key, and it brings some level of professionalism to our industry. By knowing some standards overseas and locally, it merges us together so that we become really professional in our line of work, particularly when it comes to, for instance, other benefit that I have is the rate survey. I'm sure you also participated on that one, rate cards. To know how much are freelancers in Zimbabwe charging for this, how much are freelancers in Botswana or in Mpumalanga or in Durban charging for this. It makes it easier for us to have one standard, so that we don't compromise or get abused by a client that is coming, wants to pay 50 Rand for a service that costs 200 Rand. So when we all kind of end up working with kind of the same minimum rate card, it reduces the rate of abuse in our industry, and that's another benefit that I've had with all the organizations that I've belonged to. That rate card, at times I just give the client a Safria link with a rate card, or a service link with a rate card, so that they know that I'm deriving my rate card from them.
Absolutely. So it's backed up. It's what you say has got some weight to it. It's not just you saying I want to earn X amount.
Exactly.
So I mean, essentially, if I think about what you said today, I mean, the professional organizations, they offer so many things. So it can be skills development, it can be training, it can be networking, it can be very physical benefits.
Yeah.
We can learn how to run our businesses. We can learn about new ways and processes of doing things. But I suppose ultimately, the organizations have that, but it's the members then who have to use it and understand it.
Exactly. And I feel like with professional organizations, there has to be a clear digital marketing strategy. They constantly always have to market their services to members and members to be. And there has to be a clear, they have to be consciously marketing that. Not only to people that are already in the field, but to schools as well. Remember, this professional organization, they're not just for seasoned freelancers or seasoned creatives. It should start at the grassroots level, right there at the media school, at the university. And I feel like we as professional organizations, we should start proper campaigns of reaching out to students. And I'm glad that, like for instance, as Sophia, our vice chairperson, Hashnaida already has started a campaign on going to schools like AFDA, City Varsity, University of Johannesburg, Vis University, whereby we are clearly informing students that these professional organizations exist to serve this purpose and that purpose and that purpose. And it helps. We actually have member category for students, so but so many times the students, they don't know that because we haven't properly done a proper marketing campaign to them. So I feel like it should be upon all of us to actually do the same as well. And I don't know if there are any strategies that you have in place of reaching out to students.
We have a student membership category and have had for a long time. So it was actually when I did my editing course that I was told about PEG. So there are, where the courses are run in editing and proofreading specifically, those students are told about our membership, and we offer students a significantly reduced rate so that they can become part of our organization even before they start working. It is very important because then they already have access to mentors, to information, to knowledge about how it's really working out there, because we all have an idea about what the working sector looks like, but it's not always true. So I think, I mean, for me, it's really about making sure you know what you want from your work, or what you imagine your work to be, so that when you choose the organization you join, you've got a good match.
True.
You don't want to be paying a membership fee and landing up in a place that just isn't a good fit for you. So I think maybe that's a conversation for another day.
Certainly.
So, do I belong in this organization?
And why should I be part and parcel of this organization? The why part, counts the most as well, so that you know that you're not wasting your time or resources in that particular.
Or other people's time and resources.
Exactly.
Sometimes our members ask quite a lot of us.
Cool. So I think that's about it for today, and I look forward to our next conversation.
Yes. Will you remind the listeners to
certainly.
check on in?
Certainly. I think you remind the viewers for today.
So I don't function on all the same number of platforms that you do, Whitemore. So I think his message goes something along, we'd love to hear from you. Please access our platforms and we will respond openly. I'll let Whitemore share which platforms those are. Cool.
We're still running a crash course. She's teaching me how to write properly, and I'm teaching her how to do digital marketing. So you see the power of collaboration.
Yes, that's the fun.
Yeah. Cool. So if you're watching on Facebook, please send through your questions, send through your comments. Or if this podcast is on a Facebook feed, either a Facebook feed for PEG, or a Facebook feed for Safria, or a Facebook feed for any other professional organization, send through your questions. Alexis and I would really love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if this podcast is on an Instagram page, send through your comments, your questions as well. If this feed is on a LinkedIn page, do the same. If it's on Twitter, do the same. If it's on TikTok, do the same. So I think that's all.
So many platforms.
Yeah, a whole lot of them.
Thanks, Whitemore.
Thanks, Alexis.
We'll see you again.
Cool. Bye for now.